Hi students, in this video discuss about an ER model in basic concept. In this video, ER model contains entity classifications and attribute classification. Relationship degree. A number of different entity sets participating in a relationship set is called degree of relationship set. There are unary relationship, binary relationship, ternary relationship, and n-array relationship. Unary relationship, when there is only one entity set participating in the relation. The relations in called as unary relationship. In this relationship between the instance of single entity type, it is also called an recursive relationship. For example, one person is married to only one person. The binary relationship is when two entities are participating in the relation. The relationship is called the binary relationship. It is the relationship between the instance of two different entity types. Two entities will participate in the relationship. For example, a student enroll in the course. The ternary relationship, the simultaneous relationship between the instance of three entity types with unique attributes is called ternary relationship. When there are n entities set participating in the relations, the relationship is called n-array relationship. For example, consultant, client, and contract, the three different entities are different attributes. In a relationship, when there are n entities set participating in the relationship, the relationship is called n. Next, types of entities. There are two main types of entities. One is strong entity, then second one is weak entity. The strong entity is the type of entity has key attributes that can uniquely identify each instance of entities. The strong entity does not depend on any other entity is the schema for the identifications. It has the primary key and that ensure the uniqueness and represent in the rectangle on the ER diagram. A weak entity cannot be a uniquely identify its attributes alone. It depends on the strong entity to be identified. A weak entity is associated with an identifying entity, for example, strong entity, which helps at the identification. A weak entity are represented by the double rectangle. The participations of the weak entity types is always total. The relationship between weak entity type and identifying strong entity type is called identifying relationship and it's represented in the double diamond. Example, a company may store an information depends on parents, children, spouse of the employee. But the dependents can exist without employee, so the dependent will weak entity type and the employee is identifying the employee department, which means at the strong entity. Next, attributes in the ER model. An attributes describe the property of the entity. An attributes is represented as the oval on ER diagram. There are four types of attributes: key attributes, composite attributes and multi-value attributes and derived attributes. Key attributes. Key attributes can uniquely identify the entity from an entity set. It represents primary key. For example, student roll number can uniquely identify the student from the set of students. Key attributes is represented by oval same as other attributes. However, text of the key attributes is underlined. Composite attributes. A composite that is the combinations of other attributes is known as the composite attributes. For example, in a student entity, the student address of the composite attributes. The address is composed on other attributes such as pin code, state, and country. Multi-value attributes. An attribute that hold multiple values is known as the multi-value attributes. It represents with the double oval in the ER diagram. For example, a person can have more than one phone number, so the phone number attribute is multi-valued attributes. Next one is derived attributes. A derived attribute is one whose value is dynamic and derived from the other attributes. It represented by dashed oval in the ER diagram. For example, the person age is derived attributes as changes over a time and can be derived from another attribute, date of birth. Thank you, students.